Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well. So tonight, yeah, it's nighttime here. I'm going to share with you a dream that I had last February 8th. Now, this dream for me signaled my coming back to the channel. Although at that time I wasn't really sure that it meant what it meant. So there, since I was still going through quite a challenging set of circumstances, which I mentioned in my previous video. So so that being said, I would just like to dive into the dream, and then hopefully you could take from it whatever message it conveys to you and apply it in whatever situation you are going through at this time. Okay, so there. So the dream opens in a beach setting. Yeah, it was a wonderful setting. And there were four sites where four different plays were being presented all at the same time. And then I found out that I was to take part in two of them. So I was to act in two of them, which was really fun to note because truth be told, since I was a kid, I always enjoyed acting. So there. um so at one point I was rushing from one side to the next. I practically like ran to the next play because it had already started. They were in the middle of the play, I think, or close to the end of the play. And then, so I was standing at the backstage, and apparently the actors were supposed to come from the back, not the side entrance, where where the curtain to the stage was parted a little bit. So from there I could see the actors um already, you know, playing their roles. So there. And then among the actors, they were young people. They were about in their late teens, early 20s, like that. And in the play I also felt young, which was cute. And two of the actors stood out to me, two male actors. One had a name that started with a J, the other the other's name started with a P. And the names were not familiar, they were not common. So I haven't really heard those names, although I don't even remember the names anymore. But they sounded like they came from somewhere in the Middle East. So there, the names had around 3 to 4 syllables each. That's all I can remember there. And then what was very significant was that at one time, the actor whose name started with a J just faced me, looked at me intently, and silently communicating, like without blinking, communicating a message that said, "Come on, it's time. Step into your role. No time to waste." Something like that. So there, from the way he seemed to me, he looked like, well, he was around 17. That was my estimate. And he while I was gazing into his eyes also, he seemed like an old soul. So he was serious, but there was a softness to his seriousness. So there. And then I noticed that there was a golden circle of light around his head, which was reflected somewhere at the back of his head. So his head was practically glowing gold. There. And so I woke up, and when my son was awake, I told him the story. And so I told him about the actors named whose name started with J and the other one a P. And then I said I felt like it was Jesus. And saying that also, I remember, the storybooks. I don't know if you came across any, but there were these storybooks that I was reading as a child where the depiction of Jesus, even as a child in the books, he didn't have a halo, but his head was like surrounded by a circle of light. So there. So that was further confirmation. And then my son said, the P, I don't know who the P is, but the J felt like Jesus to me. He was around 17. And so my son said, P, that's Lolo. Lolo in my native language means grandpa. I totally missed it. Oh yeah, yeah, I forgot. So Lolo is with Jesus then, I said. And then I was just raving on about the dream. I was bubbling up about it. Sometimes when I dreams like this, like you get the childlike feeling there. And so Jesus, when he was presented in the Bible, for those who do not know, he was presented since he was a baby. He was born in Bethlehem until he was at the age of around 12, if I'm not mistaken. And then the next time he appeared in the Bible, so to speak, was when he was already in his 30s, when he was 30. So Jesus's age in my dream was around 17, so that would be his part of his missing years. So later on I'm going to make another video about Jesus missing years also. So anyway, that's for another day. So there. So 17. Okay, so that was part of his missing years. And I just remembered now that well, I was missing from the channel for a long time also. At the time that I made my comeback video, that was exactly 1 year and 5 months. So that's, oh my gosh, that's 17 months. Wow. When you work with heaven, they surprise you in ways you won't even expect. So there, um, I'm feeling really emotional, and I know you would understand because after I had a dream, I had a lot of downloads. So, as I mentioned in the other video, and there are a lot of things that have been communicated to me about the things that I could share here, part of snippets of my life where I learned some lessons and stuff. So anyway, you would know about them as the videos come. So there, I'm really dedicated to just filling you in anything about my life that could help you in one way or the other. Okay, so there, that being said, this dream might also be a form of communication for you, for the things that your soul has been calling you to, or if there's anything that you feel you need to start, or if there's anything that you've been postponing for a long time already, that could be for you a source of inspiration. If there's a part of your life that's, for example, you feel not peaceful and you need to do something about it. So this is an urgent message from the Lord, from Jesus, to just come on, step into your role. It is time. No time to waste. So there. So there. as for the other aspects of the dream, I just hope that, and yeah, I just hope that they spoke to you in a way that's personal for you. Okay, so in this channel, if you're new here, I usually share my dreams, especially when I am urged to share them, when I'm being told it's not just for me. So there, and it's heaven's way of communicating whatever they want to, whatever message they want to reach you. So there, so there. Now, if it's not so serious, like if it's just, if it's just on a less serious note where you need to take some form of self-care, or if there's a hobby that you want to start for the younger viewers out there, anything that could feed your soul, could make you happy, could make you relax. So take it however you see fit. Okay, so there. So until next time, guys, this is just me, Alvie, saying find your strength, find your peace, find your joy, and stay with God, whatever you conceive Him to be. He loves you so much, whether or not you know it. Until next time, take care.